I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody.
You guessed it, Pressure Points, with your two favorite hosts. I'm D, and this is Sawdusty AJ. We're coming at you with Season 5, Episode 20, Shitty Knives in the Lauge Koch Controversy. We're talking about explorers this week, and you don't know what's coming at you, so find us on Instagram and Twitter, @PointsOPressure. Get ready, babies.
Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass.
Hello, welcome.
We're back.
Everyone who listens.
Yeah. You made it past the intro.
Nice job.
You fucking did it.
You count as a download. Now you can shut it off.
Let that thing hit 30 seconds and then get the fuck out.
No.
It's been a fucking weekend.
It's been a fucking weekend.
It's been a couple of fucking weekends. We're getting everything ready for the move.
Yeah, it's
So
finally happening.
Yeah, I can now sleep directly under where AJ sleeps nightly.
Mm-hmm. I actually have to move out of my bedroom to sleep above him.
It's going to be romantic.
It's romantic.
And you guys
as
are going
fuck.
to notice because we're going to have so much filthy,
Chemistry.
angry banter more than usual. It'll be like a dirty married couple more than we are now.
It's going to be hot,
It's
honestly.
gonna be so
We're switching this
sexy.
to an historic erotica podcast.
If you couldn't tell by the title, we're already in the
Yeah.
in that direction.
This is the first episode of it.
Oh God!
Ugh.
So how are things? Tell me again about what happened before I came over today. Fill everyone in.
Yeah. So I was sitting on the couch with my wife. She put on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Which one?
The first.
Okay, I was gonna say
It is important. We've never seen past the third one, but we were just like,
there are more than 3.
yeah, there's like 5 or 6 or something.
Oh God! Well,
They
neither,
really went down.
apparently. I've only seen the third, I guess.
They went downhill really rapidly, but I don't remember why. We were like talking about something. Oh yeah, she's listening to a different podcast I won't talk about. I know, right?
This is why I'm moving in. We're kicking her out.
Yeah, because so they were doing like a pirate deep dive because that's what they do. They'll do like 8 episodes on one topic, and then I don't know. I feel like I would get bored of that topic.
I think I would get bored of any topic. I get tired of one topic after I do the episode.
Although I will say, well, yeah, I will say the only podcast that I can listen to, and I will name this one, is Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. He does like
I've heard of some of his stuff,
5-hour episodes.
Jesus,
it's really good. He does some really good history ones. Okay. Like his on World War I was amazing. His on Painfotainment was amazing. All the ones that you can basically get now for free. Pretty good.
Yeah,
I haven't listened to any of the other ones.
Sick.
But yeah, she was listening to that, and they were talking about pirates, and then she put on Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, that's the story.
That's it. Yeah,
that's it. No.
That's all that I was told.
So yeah, we were sitting there, and we hear this huge bang,
and it wasn't me hitting the front door.
It wasn't you, and we looked at each other and we're like, "Was that a car accident?" It was like it didn't sound like that metal on metal car accident sound.
Crunch.
It didn't quite sound like that. So like maybe I don't know what they would have hit.
Just like a slam, like
just like echoed. It was loud.
Boom.
So there was nothing like in our front yard. So we're like, okay, cool. Then I get a text from my mother, and she's got a motion camera and stuff, and it's a link to a video
that she wears.
Yeah,
she carries it around with her at all times. No, I'm just kidding.
She's a fucking pig. A-cab. No. And so her and my father were out. It's the middle of the night, by the way, and they're just out there resurfacing their driveway. They're insane. But they send me the clip of this video, and it's them just talking, whatever, and then the bang, and they both look up, and my mother says, "Oh, you should go check on them."
Yeah.
And you just see them looking towards one way. So I went out of my house and looked down the street, and somebody hit a power pole.
Jesus Christ.
So you're lucky that we actually have power.
I'm just bummed that I didn't get here like 2 minutes earlier.
Oh, it would have been great.
And I just watched it happen. That would have been hilarious.
It would have been better if it was you.
Yeah,
Wait,
actually. Especially if I hadn't survived it. Way better.
Oh, way better. Because then I have this halfway refinished basement.
I jump out of the car, sit down in front of the power line, and just leave my car and drive. And it just slowly crushes me against it. No, if only there were a way to prevent this.
Oh,
God.
I was too young.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, it was fucking weird. Because the last time there was a huge bang in front of my house,
That was a gun.
it was a gunshot. I woke up and I'm like, that was a bullet, but I'm tired. So I went back to sleep. I was like, hold on. And then, cops were knocking on all the doors. And I ain't no snitch, so I told them my camera didn't pick anything up.
Yeah, good. Fuck them.
I didn't even check my camera, so...
Well,
but yeah.
None of their fucking business.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it was a very entertaining thing.
Are not the state's security system.
Yeah, exactly. I am my security system.
You're not a governmental CCTV.
Yeah.
So fuck off.
If you have something in the Ring doorbell industry, you do need to, in the settings, make sure there's a setting that, will allow local law enforcement to access your cameras and your camera history. Make sure that's unchecked. It should come unchecked by default, but I don't know. Mine was unchecked by default because they know who I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm an ice cold
they were
killer.
they were like, he set this thing up with a VPN. We're
Yeah.
not gonna auto check that.
Yeah. So, just make sure. Also, if you have Comcast internet
Ugh.
or an Amazon Alexa type device, they all share Wi-Fi signals and you can disable them.
Jesus. That's right. I remember reading about that. And I think we've talked about it before too.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. All right. Whoa.
How was your week?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it goes by so quickly.
Oh, yeah. So for today's episode, we got such a good feedback last week about the crinkling paper that I brought some tinfoil. I'm going to be doing this
Thank you so much.
all episode.
Yeah, we got one person saying they could hear it.
I've got 3 people saying they could
Oh,
hear
really?
it. Oh, yeah. Plus, you're
Jesus.
one.
What?
That's 4 people. That's basically our entire audience.
Yeah, really though, right?
All right. I'll stop trying to derail you.
Yeah, don't try to be me.
Don't fucking
Get out of here.
patronize
You don't
me.
fidget like I do. Get the fuck out.
You're right. I don't know,
All right,
a
so
meth addiction.
yeah, really. I wish. So we're going to take a trip back to 1886.
That's way back in the day.
And in Denmark, a man by the name of Peter Fruchen was born. Now, Peter Fruchen is by far one of history's biggest badasses. And I mean that in a very literal sense.
He
The
has a
dude
horrible ass.
Was 6'7", and he had a big ass beard. And I mean in
Hemingway beard?
I'll show you.
Let me see.
You'll see in the future. I'll
Okay.
show you. I have some pictures to show you as I go. And I'll share them on Instagram. This isn't just an empty promise like they usually are.
Usually.
I'll actually put these ones up.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll believe it when I fucking see
I'm
it.
looking forward to this one. So, yeah, Peter was born in 1886. He started going to the University of Copenhagen, and he was studying medicine. But being such a big boy, the university was just a little too small for him. He was big time. He was big news. So he dropped out, and he started exploring Greenland in 1906. 20 years old. He goes, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to the Arctic.
I'm gonna go explore this shit. Fuck
Yeah,
you,
right?
Dad.
Really, though, he went all in. So he found, getting ready for all of this, he met a man by the name of Knud Rasmussen. Yeah, I know. The names in this
The
are
names
just
are
fucking top tier.
phenomenal. I love them.
And it could be Knud, I don't know. So I'm just going to call him Ras. So they started their 20 years of wandering the Arctic in 1906. And so after he found Ras, they kind of got together and they decided, all right, what the fuck are we trying to do? Because if we just go out there without a plan, we're just going to freeze to death.
No.
So they decide they want to chart the Arctic wilderness. And so they get a sailboat and they go as far north as they can. They hop off and they travel 600 miles by dog sled until they find just a camp made by and I'm going to butcher this, Inuit people.
Yeah, that works.
Inuit tribe. So I don't even know how fucking far they ended up going from home, but sailing as far north as you can and then proceeding to go 1,000 fucking kilometers across Greenland. They're a long ways from home, and it's icy as fuck, bro.
It is not green.
No, Greenland is a lie. It's not real.
It doesn't exist.
It's totally real. It's just not green. So they meet with this Inuit tribe, and these people just embrace them. They're like, yeah, let's fucking teach these dudes everything we know. They're very welcoming at the time.
They probably felt bad for them. They're like, these two boys are going to die.
Honestly, they probably thought he was a god. He's 6'7".
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Just this big ass
huge dude.
So they start teaching them their language. They teach them a bunch of their regular cultural activities. And mind you, the Inuit tribe has been around for almost 1,000 years now. They migrated to Greenland in like 1100. And it's not even like, oh yeah, they slowly worked their way up to Greenland. They've always been just northern people. Mm-hmm. Like the Inuits are all across from Alaska into northern Canada into Greenland. It's fucking crazy, but they're all about that cold season, man.
Oh yeah, it's great. All about that seal blubber.
Fucking every single month of the year.
Delicious protein poisoning.
Yeah, easy peasy. So they take them in and they just like start showing them anything and everything that they can. Survival tips. Because, I mean, these are two, like, 20-year-old kids. So, yeah, they probably did see them as, look at these fucking idiot kids that somehow made it over here. We don't even know what's over that way. So, they teach them, like, how to make certain tools. They show them, like, hey, this is how you can make a home out of ice. And they actually start showing them how to, like, certain animals to hunt and how much food it will yield. Although when you're 6'7", it's not going to be the same amount of food.
Yeah, a little bit.
So they go on hunting trips for walruses, wolves, seals, and most notably, polar bears.
Hot.
Yeah, right? And this is before everything was melting.
Yeah, whoa. So it was actually cold?
This was actually...
It was in the night, just a tropical vacation up there?
Yeah, this was actually hunting them, not gradually killing them off with pollutants.
Oh, yeah. For people listening to this in 10 years, there used to be ice in the Arctic.
Yeah, there did. There used to be a state called California. Yeah. It wasn't... The coast of the Pacific Ocean wasn't in Nevada.
Crazily enough.
You learned it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first. There were these things called polar bears, and they were white bears. Oh, God, I'm so sad.
So
now I'm depressed.
This next part's cool, but I feel shitty about it. So it's rumored, and he actually wrote in one of his books, that he wrestled a polar bear, and he killed it, fashioning it into a coat, which he wore regularly. And I'll talk about that coat later on.
I feel like that would get real stinky. You gotta skin it first.
But think of how, he wore an entire polar bear all the time. Yeah. Like, he was the most effective source of jerky in the early 1900s.
You could just peel one off.
That's why he survived so long in the Arctic.
Yeah, he had his own
always
food
had
source.
A carcass on his back, and he always had fucking frozen meat right there. Easy peasy.
Perfect.
So, he actually wore this polar bear coat in a magazine cover later on in his career, and I'll show you the picture for that when we get to it. Please don't turn that on.
What, you?
No, the light.
You don't want me to turn you on?
I don't fucking like bright lights. It hurts my eyes. Don't do it.
This one's not bright.
It is. Fruchen, he came to really appreciate and love the Arctic. And in 1910, he ended up developing a trading post, which he named Thule. Not Tooele, Thule.
Hold on. First off, what are they trading?
I mean, fucking
ice?
Yeah.
It's the ice trade.
No. I think that he had set it up in an area that the Inuit people could get access to, so that they actually had a way of trading their goods. I mean, this is the early 1900s. It's not like they're out there trying to scavenge for American dollars. Like,
yeah, no,
it's just a
they're gonna
barter
get
system,
better. Yeah, they're gonna get some nice supplies.
And
besides, they use rubles.
Because there's a trading post, it now opens the floodgates for other
tourism.
Explorers to start moving out and having a stopping point, rather than, I guess we'll camp 600. We'll camp 600 miles from our first stop. Like,
yeah.
Now they can.
There's a way station.
Yeah, exactly. So, the name actually came from the term Ultima Thule, which is known with medieval cartographers as a place beyond the borders of the unknown world.
Whoa.
Just like our studio.
Yeah, beyond the borders of the unknown world. Yeah. That's true.
And
it's not in Utah.
You don't want to know what's down here.
You actually don't.
Yeah.
It still smells like nicotine.
I can't tell because it's always in my system.
Well, yeah, you can't.
My nostrils and throat are destroyed. I can't fucking smell anything now. Or it's COVID.
Jealous.
I don't know.
Either one.
The average temperature in Greenland at the time was like negative 12 degrees Fahrenheit.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. Negative 24 Celsius for those of you who aren't in the imperial system.
I hate it.
I know.
I hate it. All my nursing is in metric.
Nice.
Ugh.
Why'd you say ugh?
Because I have to convert ounces to milliliters, and it's trash.
That's fair.
Teaspoons to milliliters. Let me tell you. Fucking makes a lot of sense.
Jesus Christ. So Fruchen would burn coal in his cabin to keep warm, but the condensation that it would cause would collect and freeze on the walls overnight and on the ceiling, and it would get so thick in that environment that there would be times where Fruchen would wake up and he wouldn't be able to stand straight up in his cabin because it had gotten so much fucking icy.
Oh my God.
Troubles of being a big guy. I will only know horizontal.
Yeah, horizontal ice buildup.
Yeah. So he ended up finding and marrying a woman by the name of Navarana, who was an Inuit tribe member, and she actually joined him on a lot of his expeditions. Now, the trading post that the Thule trading post was the most northern in the world.
Tooele.
Yeah, Tooele. The Tooele trading post was the most northern in the world at the time. And it actually became home base for 7 different expeditions, which were known as the Thule expeditions from 1912 to 1933. Now,
damn,
one expedition was led by history's second worst person, the first being Henry Kissinger. So, the second worst person in the world, Lauge Koch, which I shit you not, Lauge Koch, Lauge Koch, who caused the Lauge Koch controversy. I cannot fucking make this shit up.
Oh.
And I discovered this while I'm like clicking through links and everything, and I discovered that he was one of the guys that was on those expeditions. And I just turned to AJ and I was like, bro, the Lauge Koch controversy.
The Lauge Koch controversy.
So, Lauge Koch wrote a review of a notable Greenland geology book, which was written by 11 well-known explorers at the time. And he was actually accused of improper scientific practice with this review. Now, so the idea behind this book was that there was a canal that ran all the way through Greenland. It was a little channel that ran all the way. And Fruchen actually, on one of his expeditions, discovered that channel didn't exist. He was like, no, it's just like a weird indent all across, but it's not. I mean, the guy was there for fucking 20 years. I'm pretty sure he would know what the hell he was looking at.
You'd think.
Yeah. And then Lauge Koch came in with small dick energy and was like, actually, according to my calculations, that's incorrect. And he was just fucking ostracized for it. Everyone was like, eat shit, Lauge Koch, go fuck yourself.
Amazing.
So Fruchen included was like, yeah, fuck you, dude. And this was a map that Lauge Koch had reviewed, was the Fruchen map of 1912 in Greenland. Now, the expedition to discover this was a 620-mile round trip, or 1,000 kilometers.
Okay, thank you.
Right around there. That he basically went up the channel and then looped back around and came back down the channel just to see if it was a channel. I mean, like, took tests and everything. No such luck. So, that expedition itself was actually known by the Royal Geographic Society as the finest ever journey performed by dogs. Because I feel like that's what they would sound like.
That's exactly what they would sound like. I think you're right.
And Fruchen himself actually wrote in his book in 1953 that it was one of only 2 successful dog sled trips across Greenland in his experience. So after about 9 years of traveling the Arctic with Ras and his wife, she died to the Spanish flu in 1921. And Fruchen, I mean, obviously you'd be upset. You've been married to this woman for like 9 years. And he requested that she be buried in an old church graveyard in North Greenland, which was a special spot to them. Like I said, he spent
They built
a ton
church
of time.
there? Jesus.
Yeah, dude. Like, when I say that they built that trading post, it was a fucking hub for people. Like, it became a fucking city, basically.
I'm just imagining, like, where Luke grew up in Star Wars, but instead of
snow.
sand, it's with snow.
But you turn the saturation up.
yeah, exactly.
So, he requested that she be buried in this old church graveyard, which I would assume they would have to dig with fucking pickaxes. But,
yeah. Chip it through the ice.
The church refused to do the burial because she hadn't been baptized.
Oh, those cocks.
So he was like, fuck you, and he buried her himself in a spot in northern Greenland.
Probably a better spot.
Probably, honestly.
With hookers.
Any
blackjack.
You know, screw the hookers and blackjack.
Let's just have a corpse.
Yeah. So he buried her himself, did his own thing, and he always kind of kelped. He always kept her, like, close to his heart. Later on, he ended up in one of the movies that he produced. They used her name for the main character. Ras wrote a book later on, a fictional book, I believe, and gave the main character her name as well. Like, she fucking traveled with them for 9 years, and it's not like, oh, we flew to, like, Prague. It's like, no, these people
we went to Beer Fest or whatever.
Yeah, they're like fucking dying across Greenland for like 600 miles. I think you'd get pretty close to the people that survived that trip. Because if you weren't close, some people wouldn't make it out.
Yeah, I would not.
You would not.
I would not make it out.
Me neither. I wouldn't.
Neither would you.
I wouldn't make it.
I wouldn't
in.
make it a mile in.
I wouldn't even do it.
I couldn't even make it a kilometer.
They'd be like, "Hey, you want to go on a 600-mile?" No.
Yeah.
You want to ride sled dogs? If it's not down a hill and they take me back up, fuck no.
No. I don't want to kill any dogs.
Jesus Christ. So, at one point during one of his trips across Greenland, and this is one of his, like, coolest stories, most well-known stories. This is the Fruchen badass story.
Okay.
Now, one of his trips across Greenland, he got caught in a blizzard, and he tried taking shelter under his dog sled, but because it was so fucking heavy, such a heavy storm, it eventually just, like, froze over the top, and he's, like, in this nice little igloo. The only problem is that he was covered in snow himself, and his legs and beard were frozen to the ground.
Nice.
Which is just like hell
I'm
on
sure that's
earth.
fine.
Like, he wrote in his book that he wasn't able to, like, move his face because his...
Yeah,
when
it was
I tell you that
frozen.
his fucking beard is epic, like, this thing is just dense as fuck. He talked about how he couldn't move his face without, like, you couldn't just rip his beard off without tearing off pieces of flesh from his face because of how frozen
That's
all of it
hot.
was. So, he is trying to find his spears, his daggers, anything to, like, break himself free during this blizzard, and he realizes that they're not nearby.
He's got to pee in his own mouth.
Yeah, right?
Oh, no.
So they're not nearby, and he doesn't recall packing them at all.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he's like, God damn it.
Well,
So
I'm dead.
He sits there, and he's just like, what the fuck do I do? So, after digging for almost 30 hours without any luck getting anywhere, he did what any normal person would do, and what I relate to the most in this story.
Sit there and not do anything.
He shit himself. And I'm not even fucking kidding.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So you form the shit into the shape of a knife or a pry bar, a crowbar.
Yeah, exactly. So he shits himself, but this was no ordinary shit.
He ate hot wings the night before and it melted him off the ice.
Yeah, it was atomic. No, it was a tactical turd.
Oh, that's what the title should have been.
Fruchen took a shit, let it freeze, fashioned it into a dagger,
I
and
fucking
cut
called it.
himself fucking free
I
with a
called it.
feces blade. You did, and I'm impressed. Thank you. Like
I fucking
really
called
surprised.
it.
Yeah. So
Well, that's what I would do.
that's what you would try to do, but you would just end up crying and dying.
No, I'd make a chisel and a mallet.
If your
I'd make a hammer and a
if your
sickle.
beard and legs were frozen, I think you would just call it quits. I'm gonna be honest. I think if you had battled for 30 hours,
We'll see. Oh no! In 30 hours, I would have died in 2 hours. I would have shit my pants the first 10 minutes.
yeah.
So,
but you didn't have 30 hours for your shit to freeze.
fuck, you're right. So I
You
just gotta survive
you just
until
have
the
a
shit
fucking
freezes.
a brown slushy knife. What the fuck are you gonna do with that?
No, that's gonna be
Coke- You got a
useless.
fucking Coke freeze. What the fuck are you doing, man?
Oh, it's like I just gotta survive for a little longer. I just need this to get past the slushy phase, past the ice chip phase.
You do it and you're like, oh God, I forgot that I had yeast earlier.
No!
Why is this so smooth?
Now I have a blood dagger.
Now my ass is frozen to the ground.
No!
Oh God. So yeah.
The ice is freezing up the blood vessels.
This dude chips himself free with a shit knife, which normally when you hear frozen shit, you hear of it being put in dildos or put in condoms as a dildo.
No, I've literally never.
I've read about that. It's fucking
you've
weird.
read about it. I'm sure.
I've read about it.
I've done research.
Redded about it.
Read about it.
So yeah.
I post on Reddit about it.
Yeah, right. In my experience. So
AMA.
fucking frees himself with a poop knife, and not the poop knife that you would expect. Uh,
I would have used a wooden spoon.
yeah, right.
Easier.
Yeah, totally would have carved a wooden spoon to save my life. So he then crawls 3 hours back to their base camp. And when he gets there, he gets into his tent and he discovers that his toes are gangrenous.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, hey, luckily he has a knife.
Yeah, right? And his leg has been taken over with frostbite. His left leg.
Who needs it, you know?
Like any other explorer at the time, he gets out a pair of pliers and a hammer.
Oh, so he did bring his tools. That's good.
He had his tools. I don't think he had like his go-to daggers and spears. So he gets out his pliers and a hammer, fucking knocks off all of his toes on his right foot.
Hell yeah.
And then
it's frozen. It's not going to hurt.
Proceeds to amputate his own frostbitten leg, removes his left leg, replaces it with a fucking peg. I mean, it's just frozen over like shit.
Yeah.
Replaces it with a peg.
It's just an icicle.
And then just continues his fucking journey.
Well, yeah, he's not going to turn around.
I mean,
Mama didn't
he's
raise
battled
no bitch.
through. He battled through 30 hours. Why the fuck not make it home?
Hold on. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Re-record that and say he cut off his leg with the poop knife. Because it sounds cooler.
It sounds cooler, but I don't. I don't think that's how that works.
What, you have, fucking some type of integrity?
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
Integrity. So, eventually he returns to Denmark. Obviously, after that last trip, it's been a bit of a doozy, and I think it's time to stop exploring Greenland. So, in the 1920s, he ends up joining the local Social Democrats.
Okay.
It's a fantastic approach. And he starts the Adventurers Club in Denmark, which that was a few years later. But around the same time, like, this dude's just going fucking ham. You go to a bar and someone walks in with a peg leg and they're 6'7" and have a big-ass beard, you know that guy has some fucking stories to tell in the 1920s.
Especially the peg leg.
Yeah, right. The peg leg, and he's also walking crooked on his right foot that doesn't have any toes.
Yeah. He's got 3 or 4 little peg legs, but they're just toes. They're peg toes.
Jesus
Those little
Christ.
wooden planks.
So, while working with the Social Democrats, he actually writes articles for them, and he eventually serves as the editor-in-chief for I'm not going to even try to pronounce it, but it's a magazine that's owned by the family of his second wife. So he gets in good with father-in-law, becomes the editor-in-chief of the magazine, and I mean, the dude's just like sharing his stories. He's politically motivated in the right way, and he ends up working alongside the Danish resistance later on, like in the 1940s, and helps spread articles and news during World War II. Now,
yeah, he really liked these brown shirts.
yeah, right. So, because of the articles that he specifically was writing, editing, and putting in the magazine, he ends up becoming kind of a hot ticket for Mr. Adolf. And Adolf actually orders his arrest and killing in like the mid 1940s, around there.
You mean 30s?
Yeah, whatever. During World War II.
I was like, mid 1940s. I'm pretty sure that's when Hitler killed himself.
In like 1950, Hitler ordered he died.
1975.
Yeah, right. So at this time during World War II, he was very outspoken against the Nazi regime. The Nazis were working on occupying Denmark, and because he was enrolled in the Danish resistance, he would help refugees. He was subverting Nazi operations. Good chance that he knew the guys we talked about a few weeks ago. Probably not, but we can hope.
Yeah.
And
actually confirmed.
Yeah, you heard it here first. And he fought the actual Nazi occupation in Denmark. Now, he was also known at the Adventure Club for if anyone was ever there spouting off like anti-Semitic rhetoric, he would stand up, get in their face, this big fucking dude
with a peg leg.
Yeah, with
and a
peg
polar
leg.
bear jacket.
Yeah,
by
and
the
a
way.
fucking polar bear jacket, and he would get in their face and he would say, "I'm Jewish. Keep going, please." And if they didn't stop, he would beat the shit out of them and then throw them out of the Adventurers Club. I mean, he's not going to get fucking kicked. Like, the Adventurers Club isn't going to be like,
his
you
club.
can't come here anymore. He owns the place.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. The only good Nazi is a fucking beat to shit Nazi.
Damn, dude.
Amazing. A hero.
So, it's amazing. But because the Nazis were pushing so heavily into Denmark at the time, he ends up dipping out and going over to France for a little bit. Goes to the wrong fucking part of France. Yeah. Goes to the wrong part. Gets arrested in France. And then he ends up escaping and makes it to Sweden.
Damn, you must suck if you were being outrun by a dude with a peg leg who had to use a shit knife.
And, like, I mean, you're right. At this point, he's like fucking...
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah, he's like 50, 60 years old.
With a fucking peg leg.
If someone that's 6'7" can escape your prison, you have some serious problems.
Yeah, there's some serious...
with the air ducts in your prison.
They're huge air ducts. Like, holy shit. He was able to smuggle out his polar bear coat through the vent. Like,
legit.
Holy shit. That's how he probably escaped.
Yeah,
he was just moving on all fours.
Just thought he was a polar
They're like, oh my god, Hans the polar bear! Just fucking...
Who's the fuck arrested the polar bear?
Oh shit! Run! Nine, schnell!
And he's just... The polar bear with the peg leg is out again. Oh my god, dude. So, honestly, it's the best escape story we've ever told.
It's amazing.
Oh. Ted Bundy can't hold a fucking candle to that escape.
Oh my god.
So,
Prison Break, watch out. We're coming for you.
New season of Prison Break coming to you, Fox, next week. Oh my god. So he fucking bear crawls his way out of a prison.
Out of a Nazi prison.
A French Nazi prison.
In occupied France.
And gets all the way out. He gets to Sweden. And he meets... Oh my god, I gotta fucking find this for tears. Holy shit.
I'm just glad we were recording this time.
Yeah, right?
Shit. I'm not recording.
God, dude, I would be so upset. So he meets this woman who works for Vogue. And I didn't write down her name because I didn't want to fucking try to pronounce anything that was hard to pronounce this episode. I'm too tired for this shit.
But large cock, you don't pronounce.
And she is enthralled with his fucking polar bear coat. I shit you not. And they get married and leave.
Third wife?
Yeah, third wife. And they go to...
What happened to the second one?
She's probably still in prison. You can only fit one 6'7" person under a fucking polar bear coat.
Oh, Jesus.
So they dip out. They go to New York City.
Good luck.
Yeah. See you, babe.
Send me the ring in the mail.
I can't work for the magazine anymore. I'm in New York. Good luck, fam.
Oh, yeah, because it was her family's magazine.
He got fired and broke up with her. I don't know.
Seriously.
So, they leave to New York, and this dude sticks out like a sore fucking thumb in 1940s New York. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like, of
quite
course he
obvious.
would.
It's not like he's the type that's like, oh, I'll wear a nice suit walking to work today. He's like, no, I've been wearing the same fucking polar bear coat, and you can see my head above everyone else.
Yeah, here's some perspective. Nat Arno, he was 4'11".
Jesus, really?
No.
No, like, what the fuck?
I have no idea.
I actually looked up the average height for the 1920s, and it was 5'7".
Okay. So, hey, we're not doing too bad.
I was gonna say, yeah, and 100 years ago, we're average.
Nice.
It's the first time I've heard that.
Seriously.
So because she works for Vogue, she gets her contacts and she says, hey, I want you to do a photo shoot.
She puts in her contacts to do a photo shoot.
She does a photo shoot with him, and it's a 2-page spread in Vogue magazine.
Hot. I've seen that picture before. I was wondering if it was him.
Badass, bro.
Oh, yeah. Is that her?
Yeah.
Nice.
So sick. And it'll be on Instagram. He's a bad bitch, dude. He looks classy as fuck.
Yeah.
He sports the polar bear coat and just goes for it. So he starts working in film around that same time. And they end up producing the movie.
They have to do a lot of forced perspective.
Yeah, right. So they start the movie Eskimo, which it actually tells the tale of fictional Inuit warriors' adventures in the Arctic. And this is where... Why? Oh, yeah. Accurate. You should put that on the story right now for context for tomorrow. So... Yeah, this is where they use his first wife's name as one of the characters. Now, not only does he produce, he helps write the screenplay. He translates all of the dialogue that they need into Inuit. And he plays the villain, the captain.
Wait, he doesn't even play himself? What kind of egotistical asshole is this guy?
Yeah, he's not as egotistical as I thought.
Oh, he looks like from The Lighthouse.
His little fucking captain hat. I love it.
That's the best part. So cute.
Now, Eskimo goes on to win an Oscar for Best Editing. And at the premiere of the film, he actually met a Nazi director, Leni Riefenstahl.
That is such a name.
It is.
That's a great name.
Do you recognize it?
Riefenstahl?
Yeah.
Leni
Riefenstahl.
I said Riefenstahl. Rennie Riefenstahl.
Okay. Yeah. Leni Riefenstahl.
Vaguely?
She was Hitler's personal filmmaker.
Oh my god, of course.
So, he sees her and he knows who she is. Like, he's probably written fucking articles about her propaganda.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So he walks up to her. He lifts her up over his head. And I mean, she's now like 15 feet off the ground. And he's just spinning her in circles above him. And he's laughing his ass off. There are cameras there. Like, this is a fucking film premiere. And he's like, fuck this Nazi bitch. Just spin her
spin
over
around
his
like
head.
a globetrotter with a basketball.
She's just screaming at him and he's fucking laughing. And puts her down and just like tells her to fuck off. Gets out of there. Like, he just did not give a fuck, dude.
Amazing.
So, I think it's like early 1950s, he ends up being a guest on the show The $64,000 Question, where he wins, and he's the 5th person to win the jackpot in that show's history.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, the fucking... what was it? I think it's Let me see if I can find... I'm pretty sure the category for the question was like sailing the high seas, and so it's like, of course he's gonna fucking know. So,
of course,
yeah. The level of just tomfoolery and like just ridiculous shit in this guy's life it's astounding. So,
he was playing with fucking cheat codes on.
Yeah, he really was. Yeah, he had sliders to the max.
Yeah. His luck slider was maxed out. He put all his skill points in luck.
He put cheat codes on after he lost his leg. He was like, you know what? This is bullshit. Tired of this game. We're putting it to easy mode and cheat codes. So, 3 days after he completes the preface of his last book, The Book of the Seven Seas, Peter Fruchen dies of a heart attack.
No.
It is unfortunate, but... I mean, he was like 71 years old at the time. Mm-hmm. And he had his ashes spread across Mount Dundas outside of Thule.
Dunder?
Yep, right outside of Thule. So.
Damn.
The fucking man, the myth, the legend.
He probably died fucking some bitches or something.
He probably died with fucking poop in his blood. That's my guess.
I mean, yeah.
It turns out that he was just a homeless man that wrote one book, and he had a fever dream of this entire dude's life.
This entire thing.
After eating somebody's shit. But yeah, like, just
damn, what a badass.
History's biggest and largest badass.
Both.
Yeah.
I like saying both with an L.
Both.
Both.
With a W. W-L.
Both. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Damn.
So yeah, Peter fucking Fruchin.
Watch, you've been saying his last name wrong the entire
No, I looked it up because I was like, I'm not gonna fuck this up. I still probably fucked it up, but it's not as bad because I thought it was Fruchin.
Hey, you know what?
Did better.
Gold
We're
star
learning.
for you.
We're learning.
You actually looked up how to pronounce the name.
We're fucking getting there. All right, you got Patreon pulled up, big boy.
I do. So, patreon.com/points-o-pressure. You know, if you want to just throw a couple buckaroonies our way and help us keep on the air. So we've got the chair people of the PP.
Ooh, thank you.
Mini
Thank
D
you.
and Nordic Thunder. Thank you guys so much.
One more, you guys, and we're outnumbered, so.
Yeah, and then you guys get to vote.
Yeah.
And force us to do stuff.
Yeah, you can make us stop doing history effectively. Like,
yeah, you can
guys
make us
would
stop
decide that.
podcasting.
Yeah. Please don't, though.
Yeah, please don't. But, like, we have to go.
Yeah,
just
make me not do episodes every other week. Actually, just don't make me do episodes.
No, please. Actually, no, let's not do that. All right. We also got Abby, AJ's Third Nut, Haley, Lindo, Toddle Waddle, Casey McFacey, Dark Runner, D's Nuts, and Lara Revo. Thank you guys so much for, helping us
big time
still put all this stuff out.
Truly, truly appreciate everything from you guys. I realistically, when we set up the Patreon, like, almost 2 years ago, I didn't expect to be at this point.
Yeah,
so,
no, I expected.
It is crazy.
Like, my dad. That's about it.
Yeah. Same.
Like, yeah.
Same.
My dad, not yours, mine.
And now his dad has like 10 accounts that he subscribes.
Yeah,
He's
all of
so
them.
creative with the names that he
names?
uses. No, thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for supporting us on Patreon. Like AJ said, if you would like to,
Feel free.
just skip back like a minute and listen to what he said. He does it way better than I do. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And as always, if you have any suggestions for books, movies, articles, music, if you need somebody to just chat with, you want to share a funny fucking meme, I'm about it. Send it on Instagram or Twitter at @PointsOPressure, and we will catch you guys next Monday.
Yeah, we'll see you then.